spotter spark off the left there. They're doing a nice live stream right now.
All right, we'll give them a good wave.
Fly Bravo heading, cleared for takeoff.
Bravo heading, clear for takeoff, watch your right.
Welcome to the heart of Twin Cities plane spotting in Minnesota at MSP International Airport, everybody. Home to the second busiest Delta hub and the main operating base for low-cost carrier Sun Country Airlines. We're going to have a ton of great action for you today from one of the best spotting locations in the United States at the aircraft viewing area, smack dab at the end of Cargo Road, doing a back-to-back, what we call a touch-and-go broadcast today. Touch and Go is our moniker for our shorter streams that are pop-up in nature. And if you're just joining us, welcome to a fantastic Monday out here at the aircraft viewing area. We're going to have some heavy departures for you tonight. We got the Delta A350 coming in from Seoul. It's going to be a little bit quieter afternoon than what we typically see throughout the week as far as some of our regular midweek visitors, but we're going to have a great show today. The weather's awesome outside. We've got the 12s active in addition to that. Looking forward to a stupendous Monday afternoon and evening for plane spotting, and we'll be on the air till about around 6 o'clock Central Standard Time. And walking you through the action here this afternoon, pleased to meet you. My name's Alex.
3 minutes, going to push approved, runway 17.
I run the show here at MSP Airport live. Had to get out and take advantage of the magnificent weather here as we close out our Monday around the Twin Cities of Minneapolis and St. Paul. So today, as I just mentioned earlier in our broadcast open, the 12s are active. 17 is also active. That's the southeast flow, as we'll go ahead and take a look here at our on-screen graphic. So that flag, right where that pin is, that's where the viewing area is located. That's where we will be in proximity to the action. Mainly arrivals today on 12 right. Also 12 left will be in view. That's the north parallel. I know that yesterday we caught a lot of interesting stuff arriving north side, so we look to do the same here today. 17, which we will not see, will handle most of the departures. However, all the heavies will depart in front of us. Along with Delta 377, it's a narrow-body A321neo to Anchorage, Alaska, if they are very heavy today, and they typically fly heavy. One of our viewers commented on our broadcast yesterday that actually does work for Delta. And they have experienced loading the A321neo and even the heavies. Typically, the Anchorage flight carries a lot more baggage than the 330s do. Imagine that. And this is typically, not all the time. And, of course, they're loaded with a lot of fuel, in addition to passengers and cargo, going all the way up to Anchorage in that medium-haul service. The 321neo would be my choice to go up to Anchorage on, if I had to pick between any one of Delta's narrow-body jets. So that's a quick look at our traffic flow today that we're going to see on the broadcast. So we're going to take a look at our notable arrivals, presented in part by our wonderful friends over at Jet Set Shirts. We've got Delta 170 Heavy arriving from Seoul, South Korea tonight around 4:55 p.m. with Big Sexy in charge, that A350. It's going to look great. The sun is also starting to show a little bit, hoping we can get just a little bit more daylight for when that comes in. We had a really good capture of it yesterday. Now, I would show you the B-roll, but there's such a quick turnaround from yesterday to today, I didn't get that up in time, but I'll do that for future broadcasts. Now switching gears here to our notable departures. As already mentioned, we've got Delta 377 off to Anchorage with the 321neo. They typically use runway 12 right in front of us. We've also got Delta 152 with an A330 off to Paris around 4:24, and then Delta 10 with the A330neo around 5 p.m.
Charlie, you ready? Yeah, Delta 2593, ready, taxi. Delta 2593, runway 17, taxi Alpha Charlie, hold short of runway 12, right. Runway 17, Alpha Charlie, hold short, 12, right. Just tuck 4, monitor tower 126.7. 26.7, 2-4. 25 minutes.
Conditions right now here at MSP International. Wind 070 at 8 knots. And of course, as you can see, we have generally overcast skies today with a little clearing here and there. Of course, we'll certainly take it compared to a full blanket overcast day. Last time we had that on the broadcast was on Monday. Still a fun show, though, however, despite the overcast conditions. Of course, yesterday's show, you could not have asked for better weather this time of year. Skies opened up, it was clear, it was sunny. It's much warmer today than it was yesterday, but yesterday it was still fairly warm for it being an early March day as we take a look at the skyline of downtown Minneapolis.
Just let me know when you're making the turn towards
So we have those views off in the distance. Delta 152 is now pushing back and is starting up for Paris.
317, Roger. Let me know when
So if you're looking for action to start our show here today,
for Delta Cross runway 12 right, continue.
there you go. We're going to have some heavy action to open things up. There's 152 backing out of its gate over there at GCON course.
Sketch 4169, Minneapolis Tower, the wind 08088, fly runway heading runway 17, clear for takeoff. Super Tug 4 monitor ground up, point to 9 once again. Point 9, 4.
MSP Airport live. Yeah. Yeah, we're live now. We'll get the heavies departing and everything, so.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I got a background in broadcasting, so, you know, I come out
Delta 2593, Minneapolis, start Alpha 5, cross, runway 12 right, join Whiskey, I'll have more.
Oh, well, you know, I love aviation. Absolutely love it. Love the 330s. Nice. You sticking around for Delta 170 tonight with the A350?
Runway 317, Roger, I appreciate that.
You sticking around for the A350 that's going to come in later at around 5 o'clock? That's from Seoul. It's the biggest, sleekest, fanciest jet that Delta flies. Around 5, yeah. It's going to be around there, yeah.
Second 107, that's going to push approved, flying runway 17. Alright, push approved 17.
Hey, Mike. Nice. Nice to meet you, Alex.
Delta 2593 on Whiskey, cross runway 4. Whiskey, cross runway 4, Delta 25.
Flight radar 24 has been my best.
Heavies ready for taxi.
Now, if you want to know,
runway 1 right, taxi Alpha, cross runway 22.
like all the stats for
Alpha, rock, for Delta 150.
Flight aware is a better app for that.
3663, Minutes now, push approved, runway 17.
User experience.
Push approved 17, 663.
Yeah, thank you. Hey, nice to meet you again. Thanks for coming by and saying hi and checking things out. I really appreciate it. Enjoy yourself. Yeah, really.
Sketch 4169, turn left heading 150 on contact, Archwell Stale.
A couple of folks wanting to say hi here at the viewing area. We're going to do a spotter guide here on our departing A330-300. All right, so here we go. Here's our spotter guide on the A330-300, presented in part by our friends over at DG Pilot. We see them all the time here at Minneapolis St. Paul International. Most of the A330s we see here are ex-Northwest metal. Some that were originally ordered by Northwest Airlines were not delivered in time before the 2008 merger. They have a different engine option, like the one we're about to see depart to Paris tonight. MSP is a huge base for 330s. You can see the statistics on the left-hand side of your screen. They are metal giants for sure, and I think one of the most underrated wide-body aircraft, or any commercial airliner that's currently above the skies here in the United States and North America. Cruising speed 531 miles an hour, just over 6,000 miles of range. And then you do have a couple different variant A330s in here. A330 300 and 200. And with two different engine options, the Pratt & Whitney PW4000 or the GE CF680s. The aircraft that were delivered after the Northwest merger all came equipped with the GE engine choice, and the Northwest Airlines delivered aircraft all sported the Pratt & Whitney option. These aircraft are huge, measuring out with a wingspan of 197 feet and change, and their length beyond 200 feet. And when they let loose the thunder on 12 right or 30 left, wherever they're departing here at MSP, you feel it from the viewing area. We are looking forward to having the 330 rock the house here on the broadcast. So that's a closer look at the spotter guide on the A330 300 for Delta.
Country 107, ready to taxi with Zulu. Country 107, runway 17, taxi to Delta Sierra Kilo across runway 22. Okay, Delta Sierra Kilo across 22, 17, so Country 107.
So as our A330 300 taxis to the threshold of runway 12 right for departure, you got a glimpse there moments ago of the infamous, well, not infamous, but the famous tower shots that you'll see here from MSP Airport taken from the viewing area. It's one of the great photo and video opportunities that you'll get here at the viewing area with the aircraft on the move. Yeah, we have very great vistas here all the way around at the viewing area. And that requires you to pay attention, especially if you're spotting here, because you don't want to miss anything. And in the evenings, it gets super busy. And yesterday was a prime example of that. So this particular A330 300 that's in charge of Delta 152 Heavy tonight.
152 Heavy over to tower. 2 Heavy, Minneapolis Tower, turn left heading 105, runway 12 right, clear for takeoff, wind 080 at 8. Heavy, sir. Delta 152 Heavy, Minneapolis Tower, turn left heading 105, 105, runway 12 right, clear for takeoff, there's no traffic on your funnel. Left turn 105, 12 right, clear for takeoff, Delta 152 Heavy.
Just wanted to let the communication take center stage there as the aircraft is now turning on to runway 12 right. This particular A330 300 with that GE engine choice delivered post-merger to Delta Airlines, originally a part of that Northwest Airlines order, was delivered in January 2016. It's a 9-year-old A330 300. Be going on a decade old this year.
Final, the Have a good flight.
And if anyone is asking, did I feel that? Yes, I did. Listen to those CF680s roar. Got a northside arrival with an A220-300 from Milwaukee General Mitchell in charge of Delta 2006.
377, that's going to push approved on my one to right. Going to push, 377.
Delta 377, that's our flight to Anchorage, Alaska tonight. That was on our list of notable departures, and we just saw one of our notables get off to Paris, Charles de Gaulle on one to right with our A330 friend.
418 Minneapolis Tower, runway 12 right, clear to land, the wind 090 at 7.
Airline 12 right, second to 14.
There's a quick close-up look at MSP Tower. Want to give a big salute to our controllers on duty today. Thank you for all the hard work you guys do up there. Keep our airport running safely and smoothly today on this Monday afternoon. So the aircraft in charge of Delta 377 off to Anchorage, Alaska tonight is an A321neo, and we're going to take a look at the spotter guide on the A321neo. We're starting to see a lot more of those here at MSP Airport as Delta continues to take more delivery of them, and we will see the 100-year centennial livery 321neo at some point. It is being delivered to Atlanta, if not already has been delivered. So we'll take a look at the spotter guide for such. I have not had the opportunity to fly on Delta's A321neo. However, I have flown this type of aircraft before once. Really want to catch a 321neo flight out to Los Angeles. There's some good deals right now from Minneapolis to LA round trip. Anyway, here you go. Here's the stat sheet. Just some of the basic stats on the aircraft. Over 3,000 miles of range. They're powered by a couple of geared turbofan engines. Delta went with the Pratt & Whitney PW1100G option. And the A321s are really the backbone of Delta's domestic service, and this next gen of A321 series aircraft, they are certainly something to want to catch a flight on. They are great machines.
So 2462, 2 right turns, Papa 3 and Papa, contact ground on point 9. Affirmative, point 9 has everything right now, we'll see. Secretary 663, the wind 080 at 8, fly runway heading runway 17, clear for takeoff.
Gary, thank you so much for tuning into our broadcast on this Monday. Hope you're having a fantastic day so far. It says hello from Northfield. That's in southern Minnesota, well, South Metro.
North Central 12 Minneapolis Tower, runway 12 right, clear to land, the wind 080 at 8.
Yeah, most of them. Sometimes they'll find their way back here, but most of the time, they get...
Secretary 418, right turn, Whiskey 5, if you got it, join Whiskey and contact ground point 9 as you go.
No, absolutely, I appreciate it. I like seeing it too. Even though I'm out here for the airplanes, but, super aviation enthusiasts, but yeah. Hey, how you doing? Got another one of those snowy owl questions. Yes, we are still getting those in the month of March. Every single day that I've been out here, whether I've set up for a broadcast or during a show, what have you, take your pick. Whenever I step foot out here, I've always been asked, are you here for the snowy owls? Have you seen the snowy owls? We've got emotes, by the way, in there for them.
Whiskey Charlie and Sierra to the gate.
They were a lot more active in January. Have not really seen any in March. Or really that much in February.
60 Minneapolis, runway 12 left, clear to land, the wind 080 at 7.
We'll see some more arrivals here as things start to ramp up and the start of the evening rush begins. From Minneapolis St. Paul International Airport.
Delta Sierra Kilo, cross runway 22. 12 right.
Thank you so much for the kudos, Jiffy Box. Thanks for tuning in today, along with the replays and the whole streaming presentation. Nice work, Alex. Well, you are very welcome. Thank you. AZ620 checking in from Italy. Well, thank you for tuning in here to Minneapolis, St. Paul. Should have a very interesting, short, touch-and-go stream. Lee Harris saying hello from Bloomington, Minnesota. That's my hometown, by the way, South Metro. It's a southern suburb of Minneapolis. Edwin Dawes says hello from Miami. Well, hello right back at you, Edwin. Thank you for tuning in. And Daniel Swanson. How you doing, Daniel? Thanks for tuning in. Great to see all of you in the live chat here this afternoon. Hey, Elias, good to see you. Elias checking in, one of our many fantastic members. Ryanair is bad, says hello from Minneapolis. Apparently someone does not like Ryanair that much. As for me, I don't have an opinion on Ryanair. I've never flown the airline, but their livery is pretty interesting. Chad Ed says, watching from Wisconsin. Thank you so much for your viewership. Hello from Minnesota, your next door neighbor. And Kit Stahlberg, one of our regular viewers. Hey, how you doing, Kit? Watching from Missouri. And, of course, SoCal, how you doing? Thanks for tuning in. I believe that you are in San Diego, if memory serves. Tuning in from Southern California. Yui Goat Prod's also saying hello from Minneapolis locally. Well, hello to you. Thank you for tuning into MSP Live today. So we're going to get to some of your hellos here. And then we'll get our next arrival on 12 right. BNSF 62 says hello from Apple Valley. And hello right back at you from the viewing area. Hope your Monday's going great. Rick Reed, another one of our fantastic regular viewers, checking in from Elk River, Minnesota. That's way up in the North Metro. Hope you're having a fantastic Monday. And Zach saying hello from Hotlanta or Atlanta, Georgia. Thank you for tuning in. Speaking of Atlanta, that's Delta Airlines' main operating base. That's their citadel. That's home for Delta. And MSP Airport, the second busiest hub for the Atlanta-based airline. We are a fortress hub for Delta here in the Twin Cities. So good to see all of you here in the live chat. Jerry saying hi from Savage, Minnesota. That is in the southwest metro to Minneapolis. Been through Savage many times. All right, let's skip back to the live plane spotting action here at MSP International. 2981 is coming in from Hotlanta. That's the nickname for Atlanta Airport, the busiest in the world. Yeah, it's with a 757.
Okay, thanks. Second to port to this point. Still taking 6 minutes down to Delta 2981, turn left at Alpha 4, join Alpha, contact ground on 29. Alpha 4, Alpha 49, Delta 2981. 32599, turning 215, contact partial 2.
Got to get our replay working.
American 2002 Minneapolis Tower, traffic 6 ahead, traffic will hold position, runway 12 right, clear to land, the wind 080 at 7. 2002, clear to land, 12 right. So 320 Minneapolis Tower, turn left heading 150, runway 17, clear for takeoff. 17,
All right, here we go. We got our replays working. So here's our arrival from Atlanta, Hartsfield, Jackson with the 757-200 at the point. We see 757s all the time here at MSP International.
Endeavor 56, 2 minutes, count number 17,
Right, really good touchdown there from the 75. We also do see the stretched Dash 300 variant here at MSP Airport, and the Dash 300 variant of the 757, nicknamed the Flying Pencil. It's actually a very rare aircraft. Under 100 were manufactured by Boeing. Around 50 were made. And Northwest Airlines was one of the major buyers of the 757-300, and Delta inherited all of them, all 13 of them, at the merger in 2008. All right, Delta 377 with service to Anchorage, Alaska. Have a great flight, Delta 377. I was going to finish my thought on the flight there as it was lighting up, but I wanted to shut up and get out of the way so we can watch and listen to that departure on 12 right with the 321 Neo. And currently in view, SkyWest 3784 to Madison, Wisconsin with the CRJ 900LR. And now arriving from Charlotte Douglas International, American 2802 with a 737-800.
Scott 3784 at Alpha, cross 21 to right, whiskey to runway 17. Endeavor 56-2, monitor tower 126.7. As well, contact ground on point 9. Okay, American 2802, going off on Alpha.
All right, let's take another instant replay look at our Charlotte Douglas arrival. That's another fun thing that we get to play with here at MSP Airport Live during every live show is instant replay. Now, instant replay will come out when we have landings here and the 12s are active. Typically on the 30s, we forego the option to use replays during the broadcast. Unless if there's something so significant that happens, we will certainly get that live replay look for you going. Due to the fact that replays typically work a little bit better for arrivals. A little bit more interesting. So off in the distance, that's another one of the original Northwest Airlines maintenance hangars. Of course, Delta Tech Ops uses it. There's also a 330 Neo that's parked next to it as well. Now, in one of our previous broadcasts, we saw the Team USA A330 Neo. get towed into that hangar live on our air. That was pretty cool to see from a distance, and I got to tell you, one of the things that I also remember from that day too, it was windy. Whew.
RJ9 from the right.
Gust up to 2.6.
I can get you 12 left or runway 17.
And that's in knots. Next up for arrival, Delta Airlines 770 with service from Phoenix to Minneapolis, St. Paul, courtesy of this A321-200.
Runway 17, that to be a pump and mic. Cross 4, now hold for the runway 1 straight. Mic cross runway 1 straight, then we'll see runway 17.
Instant replay of our arrival from Phoenix with the A321. I love flying on Delta's 321. I never get tired of seeing those. I know it's one of the most common aircraft in service. We see all of them. So we see pretty much every A321 that Delta flies here at MSP Airport. Love watching them. All right, we got some puddle jumpers that are going to be headed our way. Got an Embraer E175LR on the move. It's a SkyWest flight out to Milwaukee. We're going to swing over and grab that here in just a second. Currently traversing taxiway, Mike. There it is.
That's 3784 on the 120 heading contact Sparks. We'll see you. 3784, turn left to 120, please. 120 in contact Sparks. We'll see you.
So they are going to runway 17 for departure. That's the north-south runway behind us here at the airport. And they will make the right-hand turn, joining taxiway Whiskey, taxi in front of us to get there to the threshold of 17 for departure. There's that big utility building in the way. Serves a very necessary function, though.
Set that 330 moniker tower 123.67. 5536 Minneapolis Tower, traffic 5 ahead, runway 12 right, for land, wind 080 left. You're going to be 657 train, 215 contact, Portugal 2. Central 12, monitor tower now on 126.7.
So this particular aircraft, 310 Sierra Yankee, the registration. Delivered new in June of 2022. It's a 2-year-old jet for SkyWest.
North Central 12, you'll be behind the RJ9 at the Mike intersection. Yeah, that's,
All right, we've got United with an A320 from Denver, Colorado.
I'm just letting you know you will see this behind them as they will cross here momentarily. Oh, roger that. Got him in sight. Endeavor 5404, get start Mike crossing and 108, and we're keeping on 17. 5062 on the 130 heading, contact departure next set.
Departure on your
675 Minneapolis, runway 12 left for land, the wind 09er drop.
We'll have another look at our United arrival from Denver, Colorado with that A320, wearing the gorgeous Evo blue livery.
Delta 1302 Minneapolis Tower, traffic gate ahead, traffic will hold position, runway 12 right for land. Thanks for land, 1302. Delta 13, Skywest 3738 Minneapolis, departure left heading 120, 120, runway 17, clear for takeoff.
Here we go, Sun Country 536 from Puerto Vallarta in Mexico with a Tide Pod 737-800.
Minneapolis Tower, runway 17, last point. Traffic 5 mile 5173, runway 12 right, line of point. Runway 13 right, north central. Sun Country 536, right turn there, and join whiskey as well.
And of course, you got to get the replays going here. This is our Sun Country arrival from PVR, the airport code for Puerto Vallarta in Mexico.
Sun Country 536, minutes contact the via Whiskey Delta to the gate.
And also, something I'd like to point out here on a side note, that Sun Country Airlines is our hometown airline here at MSP Airport. Never in one place will you see more of those jets assembled in one place at one time than right here. And there's a bunch of them.
Jet 330 flight runway heading, runway 17, clear for takeoff. There 5404 Minneapolis, runway 17, line up away. Jet 3738, turn left heading 120, 120, contact departure, we'll sit.
Ooh, here we go. This is a brand new acquisition for Key Lime Air, this black Embraer ERJ 135 or 145LR, excuse me. Has a very interesting backstory. It originally started, or I should say before it came to Key Lime, it flew for an air tour charter with that wicked cool paint scheme. Denver Air Connection or Key Lime Air has not painted out that aircraft. So that ERJ 145LR that we just took a glimpse at, going to be departing north side, going to Ironwood, Michigan. It's in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, by the way.
Central 12, contact departure, have a good night.
There's a Delta 737-900ER arriving from Palm Springs
5404
on runway 12 right.
150, contact departure, we'll sit. Delta 1302, 2 left turns, contact ground point 9, we'll sit.
So take a look at our instant replay of that.
Delta Delta 1028, moniker tower 126.7. Still 1302, I'm going to contact to the gate via Alpha Charlie in Quebec. Alpha Charlie.
You're welcome, Philip. We love Sun Country here and always happy to provide information on them. They're a fantastic low-cost carrier to fly. Now, in my experience with Sun Country, I have not had a bad experience yet, although sometimes they get mixed reviews, but overall, if I had to pick between which low-cost carrier I'd want to fly, I'm going Sun Country, and I'm going to advocate for that 10 times out of 10. We've got another departure here on runway, or arrival on 12 right, excuse me.
Ground Delta 1302, carefully cut the corner.
We've also got a 7.5 that'll be coming our way shortly. In charge of 1028, Delta flight off to Atlanta with a 757. We'll see that taxi by here in just a short bit. Here's Delta 1443 from Denver, Colorado, with an X Northwest A320.
Delta 1443, turn left at Alpha 4, join Alpha, contact ground point 9. Alpha 4, Alpha point 9 at Delta 1443.
There's our 757 flight off to Atlanta this evening. And it's also the Spirit of Freedom 757-200. So that sticker is in honor of the troops that gave their life to protect our free land during the D-Day invasion in 1944.
Yes, 4301, next count, runway 12 left, taxi pop across runway 22.
And of course, is a commemorative sticker to our wonderful veterans everywhere across this great country here in the United States. Picked a really good plane to put it on, too. The hot rod for Delta, the 757.
Okay, 3060 minutes, count, runway 17, taxi via Lima, 8 Zulu, current. 17 via Lima, United 2272, give over to Delta 737, they're just sneaking up behind you right now. And taxi to 17 via Papa, Mike, cross runway 22, and hold short of runway 12 right. Give way to 73, go 17 Papa, Mike, cross 22, hold short of 12 right, 22 right.
So the 757-200 will be off to 17 in just a short bit. Following the completion of its taxi, it will be off to the world's busiest airport in Atlanta.
1819 Minneapolis, star afternoon, traffic 7 ahead, heavier bus, caution, make turbulence, runway 12 right, clear to land, the wind 070 5.
Not sure if that's a trash container or what that is. Look like it's trash day. Up next for arrival, here she is. The Delta flagship, the A350-900, in charge of Flight 170 Heavy from Seoul, South Korea, about to touch down at 12 right.
Contact ground on point 9, we'll see you.
Alright, we'll take Alpha 3, Delta 170.
Thank you. Security 3060 Minneapolis, Star after enter 17 line up and away.
All right, let's take a look at the landing from Big Sexy. That's the nickname I have for the A350-900, the Delta flagship. We'll be getting way more A350 routes out of MSP here this year. I don't care what coat of paint that aircraft has on it. This aircraft is such a great performer, such a good looker, so technologically advanced. This is the best jet that Delta has, in my humble opinion, and that I have yet to fly on. Now, there is a domestic service that I can check out from here to Detroit Metro. If I wanted to just try it out on a short hop, it's a nocturnal flight going both ways between here and DTW. I'll have to check that out at some point, maybe later this year. I was cheated out of getting a A350 flight from Detroit to here. That was back in August of last year when I flew out to visit family in northern Michigan in the Lower Peninsula. So I flew out on Traverse City, or flew into Traverse City on Sun Country. I flew out of Traverse City to Minneapolis, back on Delta, but I was supposed to fly out of Traverse City, Michigan to Detroit, where I would connect onto the A350 to get back here. But unfortunately, the A319 that was supposed to take me to Detroit for my connecting flight for that, or to ride the 350 back here, it never showed up the night before like it was supposed to, which meant that the flight got canceled, and I missed my opportunity to fly into Detroit and connect and take the 350 home. But I got one heck of an experience aboard the Embraer E175. Off the distance, we got Delta 10 Heavy with the A330-900 Neo making its way on taxiway Alpha. We headed this way to 12 right for departure, so we'll see it here in just a minute. And with a Boeing 737 MAX 8 United joining taxiway Whiskey for a departure on 17 that it will take pretty soon. This is a United flight outbound to Denver, Colorado.
19 minutes gone. Good afternoon, taxi Alpha 38.
What's right, clear to land, Delta 3.
And arriving from Las Vegas, Nevada with an A321neo Delta 560.
560 left turn Alpha 4, join Alpha behind your company 321 there, contact ground point 9. Alpha 4, 321 over.
All right, let's take another look at the arrival from Las Vegas.
941 minute star 6 to 12 and Ember, traffic may hold position.
Love the 321 Neo.
What's your right clear line, Delta 941?
I'm curious to know if any one of our viewers that are watching now have had the opportunity to fly on Delta's 321 Neo yet, or a 321 Neo just in general with any airline.
Still 5-6 minutes ground, taxi around via pump. I'm sorry, via Alpha, Delta, and Quebec. Alpha, Delta, Quebec, Delta, 5.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you. I tried my best, just be straightforward and thank you.
Number 1001.
Yeah. Get ready to watch
Self-maintenance ship 1001, Minneapolis ground control. How can I help you?
Sorry about that.
All right, so now we're going to swing over. We're going to get the departure of Delta 10 to London Heathrow with the A330-900 Neo. Now, Delta did do some schedule updates to this particular service. Now, throughout most of the spring and throughout the summer, this flight will arrive in the late afternoon and will depart close to midnight. So the departure that we are seeing now will become nocturnal. And then the arrival, which typically is around the lunch hour, or during the lunch hours, will be in the late afternoon. And they will stick the 339 on that service, as they do right now, with that schedule change. So the equipment will stay the same. Here's an Embraer 175 LR coming in from St. Louis.
Here's 4089, turn left at Alpha 7 if you got it, join Alpha.
Left Alpha 7, join Alpha Scout 4089.
Here's 49, nice job, thanks for the help, contact ground point 9.
40 ground point 9, please.
All right, here we go. Delta 10 Heavy. Lining up for 12 right.
Left turn 105, clear for takeoff, 14 right, Delta 10. Tower 4043 is on the 12 right. 4843, been able to start, company, or correction, make it a 736 ahead, runway 12 right, clear to land, the wind 070 at 5. Clear to land, 12 right, 4843. Delta 10 Heavy, contact support, have a good flight. Delta 10 Heavy 2. 74, minutes ground, runway 17, taxi via Papa Mike, cross runway 4, full short of runway 12 right.
Here's Delta Airlines Flight 941 with service from Seattle, Washington to Minneapolis, St. Paul. Slowing her down to make the left-hand exit to its gate.
Alright, left turn Alpha, ground point 9, Delta 941.
Minneapolis Tower, Skywest 37, 16, visual 12 back.
Got 3716, Minneapolis Tower, 4 Shelby RJ, runway 12 right, clear to land.
2 right, clear to land, got left 36.
Next to be Alpha Delta, Quebec.
Alpha Delta, stop, open number.
So off in the distance, on the grounds of the Fort Snelling Air Base, there is a Aviation History Museum that is over there.
Hey, 2272, turning 215.
So the aircraft that is in the center of the frame, based off the Stratocruiser, the Boeing 377. I don't know what particular variant for the military that this is or what model this is off the top of my head. You guys could probably fill that out in the chat. There's a lot of fun things on display over there. You do need an ID to enter the base, though. There are also plenty of C-130s parked outside. So you got the Minnesota Air National Guard with the call sign of Gopher. Also have the Air Force Reserve Flying Vikings over there, too.
Okay, 4174, monitor tower, 126.
Doesn't look like there's a whole lot of activity over there today on base that we can see anyway. We love seeing the C-130s when they are turned loose on a mission.
175, runway 12 right, clear to land, the wind is 070 at 7.
Now arriving on 12 right from Kansas City, Missouri, Endeavor 4843. A flight that consists of a CRJ 700, I want to say. It's a 900 LR, actually.
Ground Spirit, Wing 1774, taxi with November.
Bearing 1774, roger, standby.
Looks like we got a banana bus about ready to taxi.
They're 4843, minutes ground, taxi via Alpha Delta, hold short of taxiway, Quebec. Bearing 1774, wait for the
Got an
Delta
Embraer
South
E175 arriving north side, runway 12 left. It's a SkyWest flight from Appleton, Wisconsin.
Hold short of runway 12 right.
Just south of Green Bay on the north shore of Lake Winnebago.
Delta 737 to pass on our left, then runway 17, Quebec, flying. Cross
So
runway
these guys are
4,
arriving on the north parallel, 12 left. And just like clockwork, we've got another arrival coming in on the other parallel, the one that's in front of us, 12 right. It's another Embraer. It's from Cedar Rapids, Iowa. This is SkyWest Flight 3716.
Mike, cross runway 12 right, join Whiskey, no delay, traffic 2.5 out.
I cross on 2 right, drone Whiskey.
Sky 3716, turn left, contact ground.
And from New York's LaGuardia airports, it's an A220-300 in charge of Delta Flight 2349.
73 minutes ground. You must be entering with the state here. Push is approved, and taxi to Delta Charlie. Delta Charlie. They're 4043 behind Spirit, turn right on Quebec to the gate. They're 43 behind Spirit, join Quebec. Got 49 rejoin Quebec. They're 4843, continue to expect.
Looks like we got a wardrobe malfunction on this SkyWest Embraer E175LR off to Sioux Falls, South Dakota. This is flight 4174. Would stay on that aircraft if not for the arriving Delta A321 from San Diego in charge of 2121. Didn't expect to see Iceman out here today. Over to the de-icing trucks over there on the 12 right de-ice pad in front of MSP Tower.
21, doing an Alpha 4, gauge Fox 5. Delta 2121, Mascon, taxi Alpha, what was the gate again? Fox 5, the Alpha, Delta 2121, retro taxi Alpha, Delta to the gate. Alpha, Delta to the gate, Delta 21.
Here's Spirit Wings 1774 with service from MSP to Detroit Metro this evening. This is off to the Motor City with a A320neo at the point. Wearing that black eyeliner mask around the cockpit windshield. So synonymous with the Airbus new engine option airplanes.
Scott 49, yeah, just stay on Quebec. They should be pulling in when they have the marshals there and then continue.
Question for our audience. Do you think the Banana Bus looks better with or without this mask on its 320 Neos? I think it looks better with the mask, in my opinion.
81, Mascon, push approved, runway 17. Endeavor 4843, join complex ticket. 12 right, then whiskey.
We got an Endeavor arrival sneaking in on 12 right from Sioux Falls. It's flight 5238.
2349 on Charlie, hold short at Charlie 5 for opposite direction traffic.
238, looks like give way to that bus there and then contact ground on point 9er.
We'll give way and then contact ground on point 9er. 238.
Flight 1030, Minneapolis Tower, runway 12 right, clear to land, 1060 at 5.
B1, active minute change, exit alley block, suspect. Is it stay on Bravo and hold short of Delta for the moment? Okay, Bravo, short Delta, Delta. No, Jackson, Endeavor 53, Endeavor 5238, Mascon, taxi Alpha, Delta, Quebec.
Now arriving on 12 right, Sun Country Airlines 754, a flight from Fort Lauderdale, Florida with a 737-800 in the delivery scheme.
Whiskey and Delta to the gate, monitor point 9er.
Whiskey Delta, monitor ground, 1074 gate.
So there's another look at our departure out to Detroit, our Spirit A320neo.
Tower Delta 1007, we're on the visual for 12 right.
Delta 1070, I'm ferry point F outside of this jet, runway 12 right, clear to land, the wind is 060 at 4.
12 right, clear to land, Delta 1007.
Roger, Shuttle 6081 on taxi.
Shuttle 681, runway 17, taxi via Charlie 6, cross runway 4, Mike, hold short of runway 12 right.
Alright, going 17 Charlie 6, cross 4. Mike.
Nate Lindemann, one of our many fantastic MSP Airport Live members, chiming in. Thank you for tuning into our broadcast today. Back-to-back days of MSP Live.
Runway 12 right.
12 right.
Wasn't sure I was going to do another live broadcast for all of you out here today, but I was in the mood. We've had some great spotting out here today so far. We've got the Delta Heavies, minus 160.
Behind Amber, ahead, taxi, right turn into parking.
Benjamin asks us, what camera are you using? Well, our main action camera is actually a professional compact Sony XD cam. It's got a nice large 1-inch sensor, which is really good for image resolution. It's also got a fairly large lens on it, too. Zoom range is not the best, but when you're this close, you don't really need too big of a lens. Sam Stein, one of our many fantastic YouTube members here on the channel. Gloomy day down there, a little bit. Now, there was a little bit of a opening with the sunshine earlier, but that has since subsided.
Runway 12 left.
David, you are very welcome. Always happy to do the live plane spotting show for you guys. David, another one of our fantastic MSP Airport Live members.
Tower Delta 1325 and on visual 12 right.
Delta 1325, I'm sorry, 495 company Airbus, runway 12 right, clear to land, was variable at 5.
Runway 12 right, clear to land.
There we go. Variable at 5. There's basically no wind out here right now.
Turn right there, taxi.
That's terrific.
Whiskey 6 in the signature, monitor point 9.
Now, if this was a summer day and let's say we had 90-degree temperatures right now out here, I want my breeze. Thank you. But on a balmy day like today where you got temps right now hanging around 50 degrees Fahrenheit, 10 Celsius, you don't really need the wind. Ben, the Sony AX53 is a good plane spotting camcorder, especially if you're doing handheld camera work. That's Alex's recommendation, by the way, if you want to go do aviation video. The best spotting camera that I can recommend to you all is the Sony FDR AX43 or 53. You just need to search AX43 or 53 camcorder. That's my recommendation. Takes great videos. Super smooth stabilization's got a little built-in floaty gimbal lens. It's really nice. Of course, the equipment that I use here is a lot more heavy-duty than that, because this equipment, when it's not being used here, actually gets put into service for contract work that I'll pick up as a video professional, which is why this equipment gets used. But both cameras, mine and my recommendation, take exceptionally good quality videos.
3449 Amsterdam, runway 12 left as requested, taxi via Pop across runway 4.
So next, Northwest Airlines A319 arriving from DCA, that's Ronald Reagan National Airport. This is Delta Flight 1007. Welcome to Minneapolis.
left 2.5, ground 0.9 for Delta 10. Up.
Here's Air Shuttle 6081 with service to George Bush Houston Intercontinental. It's operated by Mesa Airlines. It's in the older Continental United merger scheme for United Express. I don't particularly like this livery, but I certainly don't dislike it either. I much prefer the company's current brand image and paint scheme, the Evo Blue livery as it's been dubbed. Such an uplifting, well-balanced, very tasteful color scheme. Oh yeah, we've got a 757 about to touch down for Delta Airlines in charge of 1325, a flight headed up by a 757-300 from Fort Lauderdale.
Delta 1325, turn left 1 able, contact ground point 9.
Left 1 able, ground 0.9 or Delta 1325.
Oh yeah, we got to take another look at that 757-300 landing. So here comes our flying pencil from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. I really want to fly on this aircraft, or any 757. And there's around 50 made by Boeing. The aircraft was unveiled in 1999. It wasn't very popular just because of how niche this airplane really was. We see them regularly here at MSP, but when you look at the broader picture across the globe with different airports and airlines, they're not very common at all. So we're very fortunate to catch the 7.5s here at MSP Airport. Now, we typically see a greater volume of 757-300s flying trunk routes to warmer weather in the wintertime. I also know that spring break is coming up here right around the corner, so we will see increased traffic for that, which is to be expected. And then, of course, we get a really big summer vacation rush here at MSP Airport. Of course, we got our international friends, Air France and KLM that are coming back this year. We're going to get Turkish, which is brand new this year, Discover, which is taken over for Lufthansa at the start of May. We get Aer Lingus back as well. That'll be year-round and daily with the A321XLR. There's a lot to look forward to in 2025 with MSP Airport spotting, especially with the runway construction that will take place here on 12 right, 30 left. They'll take place in two different phases, one in the spring and one in the fall. And there will be a pause in the summer to allow the peak travel to use the south parallel runway to make sure that the airport is running efficiently. But we could see very interesting operations configurations such as runway 435 or runway 22, runway 17, as crazy as that is. And that was confirmed by chatting with one of the tower controllers that's in a community Discord. So the information's direct from the source. But those are a couple of the potential runway configurations during construction. So we saw some pretty weird operations with MSP Airport's runways, with the north parallel being closed for reconstruction last year. Certainly we will see even more unusual operations this year with the south parallel, the main runway at MSP being closed, but that'll provide some opportunity to see the crosswind runway in use, which rarely happens. It's only if the heavies need extra real estate, like the flights to Tokyo or the flights to Seoul, or if there's just a wild, wacky, windy weather day where we'll get winds right down the pipe for 22 or for runway 4, where we will have arrivals and departures crammed in on that one runway, making the airport seem busier than it really is. And it's just mass chaos, organized chaos. So looking forward to the summer and what all that's going to bring. So I'm going to bring up some documentation. This is released by the Metropolitan Airports Commission, detailing or outlining the phase of the south parallel runway construction this spring and fall. So as you can see there on your screen, it'll happen in 2 phases, over the spring and then over the fall, with that break in the summertime. Also a part of the taxiway, as you can see there, marked in pink. That will be rehabbed as well. So very interesting what's going to take place here in the next several months. And they're already constructing the expansion of Terminal 2. Love to see that. Paul Gatton, thank you so much for tuning into our broadcast of live plane spotting here on this overcast Monday now from MSP. First time here from a couple hours east of you in Wisconsin. We appreciate you tuning in.
Because 3449, got that departure. Tower, Sky 3978, visual 12 right.
Daniel, thank you so much for tuning in, one of our many amazing YouTube members. Says hello, everybody. Hello, Daniel. And if you want to support our productions here from MSP Airport, that would allow us to kind of upgrade, expand our setup to get better gear and whatnot, consider becoming a YouTube member today, helps us out, or considering supporting our general fund on our Patreon page. Links in the description. So that helps pay the overhead to do this, to bring you guys the plane spotting from one of the best spots in the country to do so. We are certainly lucky. We're lucky to have the viewing area that we do here at MSP Airport. And Matt could not have put this viewing area at a better location. And we also had LA Flights Live out here in February. First time a major YouTube live plane spotter came out here. It was great getting to know Peter and getting to see the LA Flights broadcast bring a lot of people out. It was super cool to see. In fact, got some footage from the weekend that he was here, and he picked a really interesting weekend to come out here to Minneapolis, St. Paul.
1533 Minneapolis Tower, runway 12 left, clear to land, 1050 at 5.
So let's go ahead and take a look at that. Oh yeah, and it was cold. It was in the teens. Very balmy weather for sure. And he caught a lot of interesting stuff too on his broadcast. Go check his channel out at LA Flights Live, or LA Flights. He was doing a huge trip up to Anchorage. I think he's still up there right about now. Oh yeah, I had to bring the big lens, brought the mirrorless camera out there, rocking the big tripod, doing everything from the bed of the pickup. Really interesting to see that production being done that way, because we do it a little bit differently. Yeah, certainly a fascinating, and we'll give you a replay of just all that B-roll there. And of course, we had much more snow on the ground, or snow on the ground to begin with. Yeah, ugh. Happy to be beyond those freezing temps, and then after that weekend he was there, Minnesota got plunged into a deep freeze, and we all turned to popsicles up here. There was over 100 consecutive hours in February where the wind chill was below 0 in Fahrenheit. And that is the official statement given by the National Weather Service. So this is true. And as much as I'd want to get out and do a broadcast, I really couldn't, because there comes a point where you have to do some risk-benefit analysis, and while it's not worth standing out here for hours on end, you can bundle up, but any part of exposed skin and whatnot, it's going to get frostbite within minutes. And then if the frostbite won't get you, it's the hypothermia standing out here for hours on end, so that just was not going to work. And then thankfully, the weather just opened up magnificently at the end of the month, where we got a couple of shows in. So apologies for the slow February that we had, but we're looking to ramp it up here in the month of March as the meteorological winter is over and is giving way to spring weather. However, Old Man Winter is going to have something to say about it, because on Wednesday we're getting a bunch of snow, and that is confirmed with forecasts.
Sky 3978, turn left, join Alpha, contact ground point 9. Alpha point 9.
All right, let's take another look at our SkyWest Embraer E175 LR arrival.
3978, mass ground, tag the Alpha Delta in Quebec. Alpha Quebec,
14 inbound for the Big O 13.
Delta 914, mini after 6 behind.
The SkyWest flight from Louisville, Kentucky. That's where the UPS Worldport is.
23, monitor tower 123.67.
Jerry, thank you so much. Welcome to Economy. Thank you so much for being an MSP Airport Live member. And folks, membership started only $3 a month. It helps us out what we do here, helps us fund the necessary fixes to our gear or improvements to our setup, which we're looking to do in a big way here in 2025.
3978, taxi.
But of course, we are always happy to just have you on the broadcast here, and your viewership, that's enough for us. If you want to take that extra step, feel free to do so. If you really like what you see, you want to support what MSP Airport Live does, please highly consider it. Information should be on the channel page, and you click join. You also get an interactive experience too with the live streams. You get to use special fun emotes.
1833 maps ground.
Worked quite a bit on those.
Taxi via pop into the gate.
And our YouTube members also will get, if we have any special content that comes out, you will get access to see all the shorts first before anyone else does. Or I should say the video content, the more long-form video content outside of our live streams. I don't know why I went to shorts. Everyone sees the shorts, just little clips of stuff that I've picked out, highlights from our broadcasts or other things. So, yeah, and also want to extend a big, warm thank you. You rock to our current members.
15, not disregard. Sorry, 3 minutes after Kilo 3, cross runway 17, Lima crossing point for the hangar.
Envoy Air from Chicago O'Hare.
2537, Amsterdam, runway 12 left, clear to land, the wind is 04005. Via Alpha Delta.
And arriving north side from Cleveland Hopkins, Endeavor 4814 with a CRJ 900 LR.
1533, can you wait to turn in behind the Embraer opposite direction on Quebec? .33 ground. Thank you. By 3817, continue Alpha and then make the right turn on Charlie and then Quebec to your gate Delta. Quebec, Charlie, Quebec, Delta, companies have you blocked. Charlie, Quebec, Delta, envoy 387. 2802, ready, taxi number. 2802, runway 17, taxi via Delta.
All right, next up for arrival on 12 right, Delta 914 from Los Angeles, California with an A321 Neo, November 525, Delta Alpha.
By 3817, you can make the right turn at Charlie 6 if company moves, otherwise you can go to plan A. Alright, Charlie 6, it looks like they have moved. Yeah, we'll probably go down to Quebec. I did that. Don't just turn in behind them. Have a good day.
All right, we got a Legion arriving on the north side from Punta Gorda, Florida with an A320. Now, we used to see a lot more of Allegiant out of MSP. We don't really see a whole lot of them now, but they are here.
Roger, Alpha to your gate. 2802, monitor tower 126.7. 267, 2802, and 8 is November is current. Copy, we got November. Allegiant 2537, turn right, join Papa. Contact
Looks like we got some big birds about, probably on the hunt for their dinner. Now, MSP Airport is very close to the Minnesota River Valley. There's a lot of raptors that take up residence in that area, a lot of waterfowl.
Taxi Papa Charlie, hold short of runway 12 right.
So at the viewing area and around MSP, we'll see bald eagles, red-tailed and rough-legged hawks. And in the wintertime, we'll see the snowy owls. SkyWest from San Francisco, California with an E175LR in the United Express livery. And arriving north side on 12 left, Southwest 1141 from Chicago Midway. And crossing 12 right, American 2802 off to Charlotte Douglas with a 737-800.
2104, better 12 right.
So it's taxiing to runway 17 for a departure. Got another arrival coming in here on 12 right from New Orleans, Louisiana. It's Delta 957. So let's jump back and take another look at our outbound American Airlines departure to the Queen City of Charlotte, North Carolina. Been in and out of Charlotte a few times. I really want to do a live plane spotting show from Charlotte. And arriving north side from New York's LaGuardia, Republic, 4523 with a call sign of Brickyard.
Monitor Tower 126.7, Delta 737 from your left on Alpha is no factor. Monitor Tower 126.7.
So there's our Allegiant flight that we saw arrive on 12 left just moments ago from Punta Gorda, Florida. So they are currently making their way over to Terminal 2, a.k.a. the Humphrey Terminal here at MSP.
Very good, 4523, turn right, join Papa, contact ground, point 9.
We've also got Southwest 1141 that will trail it. Both are headed over to T2, so they're going to be coming over here. And Southwest doing what they usually do on the taxiway, shredded up.
4523, roger, taxi via Papa, what's the gate? Flight 23, roger, and Papa short, Papa 8 for now.
American Airlines 2104 from Dallas, Fort Worth with a 737-800. Welcome to Minneapolis, St. Paul.
Legion 2537, Amsterdam, Charlie, cross runway 12 right, Charlie 2 to the gate. Charlie, cross run 2 right, Charlie 2 to the gate, 2537.
And arriving north side with an A321-200 from Miami, Florida, Delta 2129.
Right, go to land, 1030 at 4. Sungun 18, where are you parking today? Gun Alpha Delta in Quebec. Alpha Delta. Tango to the gate.
And Charlie cross 12 right, then Eagle to southwest, FO left, point 1.
Delta 2129, turn right, going Papa, contact ground 100. Legion 2537, monitor ground 19. 2537. Southwest 141, monitor ground 19.
0.9.
129 miles ground, taxi via Papa to the gate.
Now arriving from Sarasota, Florida.
American 2802.
Airport code SRQ with an A321 Delta 1590 on 12 right. Let's take another look at our arrival that we just watched. Touchdown at 12 right via instant replay.
No 129 ground.
And the wheel aerial still up there.
Charlie and Bravo.
Looked like they touched down a little bit later than usual. Still nicely done, though, putting the aircraft down safely on 128.
1590 minutes ground, taxi, Alpha, Delta, and Quebec.
Alpha, Delta, start.
Carlos asks us, do you ever get Allegiant's new 737 MAX 8s at MSP? You know, not yet. Not yet.
Country 18, you can turn right, taxi via Whiskey Mike, Sierra November. Cross runway 4 and hold short, cover runway 17 with me.
Right, Whiskey Mike, Sierra November, cross runway 4, hold short 17.
On saying hello from Norway. Thank you for tuning in to live plane spotting here at MSP Airport. Good to see you back. Also, Hans, thank you for pushing the like button. By the way, folks, if you are liking what you see here today, this is pretty consistent of what we do here at MSP Airport on the channel. Feel free to give us a thumbs up if you like what you see. And if you want to know when we go live with all the great action here from the viewing area, consider becoming a YouTube subscriber of MSP Airport Live. Smash that like button. Lets us know that we're doing a great job. And, of course, you will get updates. You will get those notifications. It's very important to know. So I wanted to run that past you all. All right, we got a taxi on Mike. Now, I'm at a pretty wide angle there as that aircraft is taxiing by, taxiway Mike only. A few hundred feet away from our location here at the aircraft viewing area. It's one of the big things if you decide to come out spotting here at MSP's viewing area, which we highly recommend you do. If you're an av geek, if you're in the Twin Cities area, or just you want to enjoy somewhere fun and exciting, come out here and see those close taxis on Mike. Super cool. And taxiway Mike handles the cargo heavies for UPS and FedEx, which means that we'll see the 767, the A300, the MD-11, and even the 747-400 for UPS. All use that runway, or not that runway, that taxiway, but they will use runway 4 sometimes, or 422 to taxi. The 747-8s that we rarely see here, if they come in, they will have to use that runway to taxi on because taxiway Mike, there are wingspan restrictions. And you know when the sun's starting to go down because our windsock has been illuminated. So we're planning to stay on till about 6 or so here for maybe about 10 or 15 more minutes. We encourage you to stay with us during this time. There's a little burst of departures and arrivals towards the late evening. Now, if this was in the month of June, our show was in the month of June during the summer, or pick any summer month for that matter, even late spring you could throw into the mix. Oh, there'd still be plenty of daylight out here, and we'd probably be broadcasting until about 7:38 p.m. Central Standard Time. But of course, in the early spring, the sun starts to go down around 6 p.m. We are excited for those warmer days. Well, if you like the plane spotting now, it's going to be even better this late spring and summer. Eric LeMay, thank you so much for the $9.99 super chat. Eric says, your stream is amazing. Well, thank you very much. Love the instant replay. Good shout out to LA Flights Live. Yeah, they were super great to work with when they came out here. It was just Peter. But yeah, I was really happy to help him out on the first day. Really happy that he had a successful 2 days of streaming, and it's something that I knew was important for him to have a good time while he was out here. And they are planning to come back sometime in the summer, and I told him, you got to come out here in the summer when we get all the fun stuff, all the international airlines like Air France and KLM, and we're going to get Turkish this year expectedly, even though they haven't announced their date of inaugural service yet. We're going to get Discover in place of Lufthansa. We are also going to get Rome, and we're also going to get Copenhagen, 2 new Delta Heavy routes. We're going to get 2 new A350 services that are upgrades on the early Amsterdam flights and on the Tokyo route. It is going to be bustling here at MSP Airport. Way more than it is now.
658, runway 17, taxi via Charlie 5 Charlie, hold short of runway 12 right.
Charlie 5 Charlie, hold short of 12 right, United 658.
Channel log confirmation.
Hey Patrick, good to see you again. Patrick saying hello from North Carolina.
26, join Papa contact ground.
Glad you could spend part of your day with us on what really has been a fantastic Monday. While we have a moment here, folks, I want to take the time to let you know that our broadcasts are proudly supported by our wonderful sponsor, DG Pilot. Donnie Gardner and the rest of the crew over there do such a great job with catering to the aviation and travel enthusiast lifestyle, purveyor of gifts for the aviation and travel enthusiasts. You can check them out online 24/7 at dgpilot.com. They got a great bunch of aircraft models available for pre-order or in-stock models. If you're a model collector like I am, they are a must-go-to destination for such. You get great customer service, you get great prices, and you get a fantastic selection of models. But that's not the only thing that they carry. They carry a ton of Minnesota-made local goods. That's worth checking out, by the way. And they've got a lot of great travel guides and travel gear for your next adventure, especially local guides. There's some interesting books that are in there just about Minnesota and the Twin Cities.
658,
and they also got
126.7.
a lot of other knickknacks and things that I'm sure that somebody is going to want to get or find useful. So there's something for everyone at DG Pilot.
2483,
so go check them out at dgpilot.com, or you can visit them at their brick-and-mortar location in downtown St. Paul. It's in the historic Ham Building. 406A St. Peter Street in St. Paul is the address. More information on their website, again, dgpilot.com. Go check them out. And we also want to give a monster thank you to Eric over at Jet Set Shirts. He's making some very awesome aviation and travel enthusiast inspired apparel over there at Jet Set Shirts. He's got a lot of fun ones. He's got a great selection of it too. We're going to be teaming up with Jet Set Shirts to come out with the official t-shirts of MSP Airport Live, so that'll be coming out pretty soon. So it's in the works right now, but you can go to Jet Set Shirts to get a lot of very fascinating designs, like the MDDC t-shirt that's currently on screen. There's a ton more too. They got a CRJ Slayer t-shirt. They've got Antonov 225 merch as well. They got stickers, they got a hoodie, they got a t-shirt. They got a bunch of fun stuff. There's going to be something for everyone that's going to suit anybody's taste in aviation and travel with their apparel. Go to Jet Set Shirts. Check them out at jetsetshirts.com. Thank you, Eric. Thank you, Donnie, our wonderful MSP Airport Live sponsors. Joe Fishbane, thank you so much for the $10 super chats. Enjoying the stream from West St. Paul. I was in West St. Paul actually earlier today. Had an appointment around there. Thank you so much for tuning in. To try and get Kevin from AVL out here. Well, I don't know if that's going to happen, but we'll see. And if our live aviation colleague Kevin from Airline Videos Live would like to come out here to MSP, just hit me up. Love to work with AVL if they were to come out here. I think it would be a very great production. Always happy to extend a helping hand and work with whoever wants to come out here and spot our wonderful airport. The viewing area can be a particularly tricky spot to cover just because of the high fences here, which requires some capital and some ingenuity. So you have a very tall tripod system here, almost 8 feet high to get the view that you are currently looking at right now of this United A320 off to Chicago O'Hare. Lovely Evo blue livery. To step down from the ladder just a second. Not a whole lot's happening at our ATC frequency. I thought our scanner died for just a moment, but thankfully that's not the case. I was going to say, I just put fresh batteries in that thing. All right, we got one more arrival that's coming our way on runway 12 right. And it's Delta 2078 from San Francisco, California. So here's our final catch of the broadcast, folks, coming in on 12 right. So there we go. Another look at downtown Minneapolis, now all lit up for the night scene. So United Flight, just to answer a question from our audience that we saw taxiing earlier, is on its way out on runway 17, west side of the airport behind us, which means that we will not be seeing it depart. But when we're on a 30s focused operations flow, we'll see a lot more departures. Most of the departures are on the north and the south parallel, if not all of them exclusively. So with 30 ops, the west airport runway here at MSP is not really used. But sometimes they're going to run, if the winds are light and variable, in what's called a mixed flow. That's just about the worst operations configuration that you want to see if you're out here at the viewing area, because they're landing away from you and they're taking off behind you. It's not really a fun thing. But thankfully, it doesn't happen too often. And when we set up for these broadcasts, we try and pick days that are good with weather, and also on days that the operations are interesting to watch. Especially on a day like today, and even yesterday too, when we had the southeast flow, which is the 12 heading on our parallel runways. So 120, 120 points in a compass. And the taxi's close, 217 for departure. Carlos Garcia, thank you so much for the $5 super chat, buddy. Carlos says, I was fortunate to fly 3 new planes to me in 2024. 777-200 from O'Hare to Houston. Nice. 757-300 from Ronald Reagan National to Denver. And the MD-95 AK-717 from MSP to Grand Rapids, Michigan. I love the 717, and those planes, they are expected to be phased out towards the end of the decade for Delta, along with the 767-300ERs. Yeah, I know. I said we would get 1 more arrival, and that turned into 2 more. But that's fine. And Adam, thank you so much for dropping in again. Says, love hearing the spooling of the engine when they come in for landing. That's a really good observation, because we listen to that at the aircraft viewing area. You're that close to hear the spooling of the engines, especially when the Neos come in, the A330 Neos to be exact. They have this musical whistling sound that is audible when they are throttling down those engines for landing. And in the wintertime, when they're doing that, it's much more audible because the air is more dense, right? It's cooler, it's crisper, the sound travels farther. And when you're talking about takeoffs, whew, you really hear it from here, and it's fantastic. And even during warmer weather, we love the sights and sounds of Pure Aviation here from Minneapolis, St. Paul. This is such a great spot. And thank you to the MAC for making this a spot where we as aviation enthusiasts, and also for the general public, to come out and enjoy such a wonderful facility. Well, folks, it's been a lot of fun spending time with all of you doing some fantastic live plane spotting from the heart of the Twin Cities of Minneapolis and St. Paul. Again, if you like what you see here, subscribe, like the video, as it helps the channel out, lets us know that we're going in the right direction with our content. As we always love hearing from you. Great chatting with all of you today. And we will see you in the next edition of MSP Airport Live plane spotting. I'm Alex Redding signing out. We're signing off from MSP International Airport under overcast skies on this Monday evening. Can't wait for the next one. We'll see you later.
Welcome to DG Pilot, Aviation, Collectibles, and more, and our St. Paul showroom and warehouse. From the time your order is placed until it is delivered to you, our #1 goal is to provide you with the best customer service experience. That's why we're excited to take you behind the scenes today at our warehouse to provide you an up-close perspective of our model aircraft delivery experience. Our first step in the model aircraft delivery process takes place after your order is received. Our model aircraft delivery specialist will conduct a detailed inspection of your model for quality control to ensure we provide you with the highest quality products. Each specialist begins the inspection by removing the model from the box and performing a visual inspection of the model, checking features such as the wings, landing gear, and antenna, as well as the overall model for defects. After the inspection is complete, your model is reboxed and then prepared for packing. Each model is then bubble wrapped to provide an extra cushion to prevent any damage during shipping. After the bubble wrap process is complete, the model is then boxed for shipping. Our specialist then reconfirms your model is ready for shipping, attaches a shipping label, and then your model is sent out for delivery. We hope that you'll consider DG Pilot Aviation Collectibles for your model aircraft collecting needs. You can order products online at dgpilot.com or visit our St. Paul showroom, where we have hundreds of model aircraft to choose from. From all of us at DG Pilot, thank you for your continued business, loyalty, and support, and happy collecting.